Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Elliott. Today I'm going to talk with you about in-text citations. What are they? What do they look like? How do we use them? Just so you can learn a little bit more. So what is an in-text citation? Well, whenever we write, we do research and we write, it's important that we acknowledge the ideas or quotes from any other writer or person. And so in-text citations allow you to do that. So within your writing, what it does is it connects your writing, the information that you've borrowed from someone else, and it connects it to your works cited or bibliography. So here's just a quick example. You can see this is what an in-text citation might include. Open parentheses, author's name, page number, close parentheses. And that author's name will connect the reader right back to your works cited or your bibliography. So when do you use an in-text citation? Well, you use one anytime that you use a quote, word for word in your actual writing, or if you borrow an idea from someone else and maybe you've paraphrased it in some way, you still have to cite that information and use an in-text citation. So here are a few examples, okay? I was doing some research about cells and specifically about a woman named Henrietta Lacks. So here's a quote from a website that I found. I put it in direct quotes, right? Direct quotes, or I put it in quotations because it's a direct quote. And at the very end of my quotation, I close the quote. I put the bracket, the open parentheses, author's name, close parentheses, and then the period. Now you'll notice that that in-text citation is inside the sentence with that period, and that is really important. It's inside the sentence that I'm actually citing. You might also notice I did not put a page number because it's a website and there are no page numbers. So just the author's name is enough. And you can see here, this is my works cited page. So as the reader is reading through your paper, they'll come across the name Anderson. They can go to my works cited page and see, oh, Anderson, who is this person? Oh, I see. It's a website from BBC, and here's the article name. So it's important that it's the same as the very beginning of your citation in your works cited page. That's the connection there. That's the point. So here's an example when I've actually paraphrased. So I took some facts or some ideas from the author, from that article, that same one from BBC, but I put it into my own words. So I paraphrased, and then within that sentence, see how it's still within that sentence before the period, I put the in-text citation and then period. Without quotations, because it's not a direct quote, it's my paraphrased writing. And then down here, I tried a different kind of paraphrasing. So you'll notice that instead of using an in-text citation in the parentheses, I actually wrote out the name of the author. And that's still giving credit to the person who wrote it. That still is providing the connection from my writing to my bibliography or my works cited page. So you can see here, I just wrote a sentence and then I said, author Christopher Anderson explains, and I continued the writing. So what do we do if there's no author? Sometimes you'll come across maybe a database or maybe an article from a big news agency, and they kind of write as a team, but there's no one individual author. So here's what it might look like, and I'll show you the citation in a minute. If there's no author, you're going to use whatever appears at the beginning of your citation, and that will actually be the title of the article or the title of the book. And so I'll show you in just a second what that looks like. But you can see I still wrote my paraphrased idea. There's no quotations. And then I have open parentheses, the beginning of the title, close parentheses. And then I did it again for the second sentence. I also paraphrased that idea, open parentheses, start of the title, close parentheses. So let's see what that looks like on our works cited page. So you see where I got that from, how the cell. And right here. So here's an article from this Molecules of Life, and I used the very beginning, how the cell, close parentheses. You can use one word, two words, something that's going to direct them back to the works cited page. When you're counting the words like the, of aren't included. So one or two words, and the doesn't count really. So how the cell, close parentheses. And you'll notice I also didn't include a page number because it's an online database without pages. So I only included the title. And there it is, how the cell. So the reader would see how the cell in my writing, and they would be able to go to the works cited page and see where that actually came from, what the source is. So what if there are page numbers? Books, for example, or an article that has pages. So this is from a book here. And what I did is I quoted directly in the beginning here. Then I have open parentheses, author's name, page number, close with a period. Okay, so the page number is inside, and the whole parentheses there, the whole citation is within the sentence. And then I tried it the other way the second time around. So I wrote out the author's name. I mentioned them in my writing. Rebecca Skloot explains, quotation. And then, because I've already said the author's name, but I didn't say the page, I then only include the page number, close parentheses. So how do we do this using Noodle Tools, for example? Noodle Tools has a really excellent tool, and it's an in-text citation helper. After you've entered your sources within Noodle Tools, you actually can use the in-text citation kind of helper. So here's the website, for example, the one that I was talking about before, Anderson. And after I enter that source into Noodle Tools, I end up with a little box that says options. I click on that box, and there's an option called in-text citation. Ooh. I click on that in-text citation button, and what it does is it actually shows you exactly what that citation will look like for that source. So for this one, for example, we know it's going to be Anderson because it's the author's name. Now, a different option might be, for example, this database here, how the cell. And when I click on options and in-text citation, because that one doesn't have an author, it's going to give me a little bit of help telling me what the citation, the in-text citation will look like for that specific source. You can only use that tool once you've completed your citation in Noodle Tools, and then you'll have that option to click on in-text citation. So it's a big help for your projects. All right. If you have any questions, please let me know. But start entering your citations into Noodle Tools and then use that in-text citation feature. I think that's really going to be helpful. All right. Have a good day. Bye.